Hey everyone, it's me back again. My name is Cynthia and I'm with Sui Foundation. My main area of focus covers APAC growth and DeFi growth. So today it's my great pleasure to host this DeFi panel with our most dedicated builders on Sui. To start with, I would like to invite all of our participants today to quickly introduce themselves as well as the project they're building on Sui. So starting with Tommy from Typus.
Hello, I'm Tommy. I'm the founder and CEO at Typus, and Typus is building a derivatives protocol on Sui, and we start with options. And on the other side, we also have this dynamic NFT called Tails by Typus. We collab with Studio Mirai to build an on-chain user incentive system. So overall, Typus is a derivatives protocol for degens, and currently we're also building perpetuals. So in the future, you can trade perpetual, you can trade options with your Tails, level up your Tails on Typus all in once. So it's we're trying to provide the best trading experience for most degen and retail users. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so next we have Shawn, the tech lead from Scallop.
Yeah, hello everyone, I'm Shawn, tech lead at Scallop. Yeah. Scallop is actually a lending protocol where actually you can put your digital assets for getting some interest, and also you can put one form of digital assets to borrow the other form of digital assets. And plus the lending protocol, we're also actively joining the building of the Sui ecosystem. Currently, we have also built the Scallop tools, which is like make it easier for users to make programmable transaction without doing any coding. And we also maintain some open source software for Sui developers, such as SuiKit and our Scallop SDK. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so hey everyone, this is Andy from Pyth Data Association. So I mainly help with event strategy and APAC business. So Pyth Network, as you may know, we are a financial oracle. So provide low latency, high quality data on chain. In different blockchains, especially those emerging blockchains like Sui. And I think we support most of the DeFi protocols in Sui, perps, options, borrow lending, etc., etc. So I think our mission is to bring the next generation of finance on chain and provide the best service for financial data on different protocols and for the next generation of DeFi.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for the quick introduction. And I'm super happy to see you guys again in Vietnam, because I know you guys have been with us to a lot of different countries. And just now, I actually did a presentation on the state of Sui DeFi. And I think a lot of our audience will be impressed by how fast our DeFi ecosystem grow, and especially on the matrix side, like the TVL grow from $30 million to the peak of $750 million over just like 1 year. That's like really incredible achievements. So speaking of our DeFi growth, I want to ask our existing builders, Typus and Scallop, because you guys are with us since day one, and we overcame a lot of challenges along our journey. And today, to start with, I wonder, so what do you reckon are the main challenges faced by existing DeFi builders like yourself on Sui? Maybe we can start with Shawn from Scallop.
Okay, yeah. I've been building on Sui Network since like 2022, quite a long time, for more than 1 year. And I think Sui is actually already doing a good job at onboarding new developers, the builders, to Sui Network. Because when I first onboarded on Sui, I found there's like a very a lot of documents for you to learn from, and the examples are easy to follow. When you go through all the examples, you almost know all the core concepts of Sui Network. And also, Sui actually have many other channels where you can ask questions, or you can even, as a group, where you can chat with people to share with your ideas and find your teammates. It's very places for you to know different kind of questions and share your ideas. But in terms of the challenges, I think as a builder side, I think maybe one of the things is advanced features like debugging is for developers, it's very important to, like, for example, want to find potential errors or find potential bugs for your contract. And that one, maybe, if it's come to, can be a like launch, will help the developers a lot when they come up to write the contract. Yeah, that's one of the things.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I think like you, because you came from a really technical background,
Yeah.
so I think you really touched on some really good points about some of the technical challenges faced by existing builders on Sui. And I want to hear like your answer, like Tommy.
Sure,
Can you
of
tell
course.
us like maybe more from business operation like
Yeah, of course.
perspective?
So starting with, I think when we are building on Sui, the least challenge that we need to think about is security. I think security is just native built-in features of Sui Network. You don't need to worry about that. And in the developer experience, like Shawn mentioned, is so good. So what we need to worry about is actually how can we promote Sui to get more liquidity, to get more users, and how can we like approach existing crypto users from other chain? How can we attract them into the ecosystem? So like Tiles by Typus is, I think, is a great example for like a DeFi protocol launching a dynamic NFT to like actually, it's a hold for users to remember Typus, to actually engage. So I think every DeFi project on Sui actually needs an NFT as like a user representation for you to engage with your users. So in a business perspective, I think that's one thing that Typus did good. And the other thing is, what we build is still a very complex product. Like it's options, so it's not like not everybody trade options, even in TradFi. So it's still complex stuff. So what we are facing is how can we educate people? How can we get more users trading options? How can we increase the penetration of options in the long run? So what we did is starting with Tales by Typus, but we also do a lot of like short videos, educational stuff. We work with some KOL. We work with some like groups that can actually educate their community. So I think community, liquidity, and users is the biggest or most important factor that a DeFi protocol such as Typus, we survive by having trading volume. So this is the key factor that we're trying to get, we're trying to strive for. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really great perspective from like builders' eyes. And now I want to ask Andy, because I think like Pyth will be in a different like situation, because like the main responsibility of Pyth is to actually support existing DeFi applications. So I actually want to hear from your perspective, having been with like with Sui Network since day one, what do you reckon on the main challenges and faced by existing DeFi builders?
Yeah, I think this is pretty interesting from an infrastructure perspective, because we're actually playing a supporting role for the DeFi protocols to grow in the ecosystem, right? So I was talking to Tommy and Shawn on the stage before coming. So we were thinking about, I was surprised because I was talking to Shawn about the MEV challenges in DeFi space, and turns out actually they don't worry about the MEV stuff at all on Sui. The reason why they don't worry about this is because the fast finality nature of Sui Network. So maybe on other blockchains it's too slow for a liquidation to finish. But on Sui, it's actually not a question to worry. So I think this is some challenges that may be faced in different blockchains, but I think Sui did a great job on this. And also I want to mention about, from the data perspective, there are some innovations in the space, for example, like LSD pairs. So the availability of this kind of digital assets on different blockchains is very challenging for protocols to actually bring this innovation on chain. So people have to have this kind of price feeds or have this kind of data available on this blockchain so that they can build this kind of financial market. But actually, because of the liquidity fragmentation, or there are not lots of, let's say, suppliers or data source of this kind of digital assets, it's very hard to build this kind of innovative products here on Sui. But actually, we, as a financial oracle, the aim to bring this financial data on chain, we are actively looking for data sources like this, and then to provide this as much as possible for these builders and DeFi protocols to bring these new innovations on chain. So I think the primary challenge right now is the availability of bringing these new financial assets on chain. And I think everyone in the DeFi space are trying very hard to deal with this, including the Sui Foundation and including the builders in the Sui ecosystem.
Yeah, and I guess that's why we really need like an oracle and a really strong one within the DeFi ecosystem.
Yeah. So I was watching your presentation on. I was surprised because the deep order book concept. I think this actually tackle with the problem of liquidity fragmentation and how people can actually make the transaction happen quickly, as fast as possible, have the same UX as centralized exchanges. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's like the end goal like we have for the DeFi ecosystem to really onboard like 1 billion users and to provide like off-chain trading experience on chain. And speaking of that, I have another question for you, Andy. So why do we need, just now we touched on the point, why do we need Pyth? And now I would love to know more that how does Pyth separate itself from the rest of your competitors?
Yeah, this is, I think, a question that people always keep asking about for Pyth. And to put it very short, I think Pyth is bringing another concept in the Oracle space to the DeFi space. The reason why is that we don't think, we want to directly go to the data source. So we don't trust actually those data aggregators or third-party data to bring this innovation on chain, because we think if you want to have the high-frequency data, the very accurate data, you have to go to the data source directly to source this data and then bring this financial data on chain. So Pyth is differentiating from other oracles is that we have a very strong network of data providers. They are all first-party data owners that from like market makers, decentralized exchanges, centralized exchanges, and other data owners that actually possess this data, and then they want to be incentivized to provide data for DeFi protocols to use. So we have this DeFi data provider network of, let's say, those big names, Wintermute, let's say SIBO from the US, and also exchanges like Cetus on Sui, and also centralized exchanges like Binance, OKX, other players to support this price feeds, and then we can bring this high fidelity data on chain. And also, I think we innovated a pool model oracle that is differentiating from the first edition of oracles that continuously push data on chain. The challenge here is about how people can bring, let's say in the future, you need 1,000 or 2,000 financial markets on blockchains. Then pushing oracles, they have to push every price feeds on the destination blockchain. And then it causes a availability and also the cost issue, because as an oracle provider, they actually cannot bear the cost of providing 10,000 price feeds every 1 second to the blockchain. But for pool oracles, we actually don't update the price feeds directly on chain, but we give this freedom to those DeFi builders. Actually, you can choose your frequency. You can choose when you want to update the price feeds whenever you want. So this actually solved the questions of how we can expand this financial data to, let's say in the future, we have 10,000 financial markets on chain. So yeah, I think to put it short, these are the answers why Pyth is differentiating from other oracles.
Yeah, thanks for your detailed explanation and breaking down really complex concepts around like how Pyth actually supports DeFi applications into super understandable phrases. And now I'm actually turning to our builders on Sui, like Scallop and Typus. So I know you guys have chosen Pyth since the day one. And I wonder what's the rhythm behind that, and how do you guys actually leverage Pyth for your DeFi application?
Oh yes, like Pyth is one of our major partners since the very beginning. Like the reason why we choose Pyth is because of two things: community, and the other is like the performance. Like for community side, when I remember I first like integrated with Pyth, I go to the Discord and ask questions. I didn't expect to get the answer in a short time, but actually they answer me immediately, and follow that I get a very good impression on Pyth. And lately, when I answer questions for later days, also answered me in a very timely manner. I felt that the support, community support from the Pyth team is quite good. You can always get the timely support, solve your problems, answer your questions. That will be very helpful for people developers and get on board, integrate with Pyth. And the second reason is about performance. Performance is quite important for our DeFi protocol. We always want to get the price, like make sure that the gap between the prices like as little as possible. Like even under 1 second, like this will be ideal for our protocol. I think Pyth is very qualified for our criteria. And by the way, I found that Pyth currently cover the most number of assets in terms of price fees, right? So that's why the reason why we choose Pyth as our main Oracle providers. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I think when we are benchmarking oracles such as Pyth, Supra, Chainlink, whatever, I think one of the biggest advantage that Pyth have is they have this primary data source from a bunch of very high quality provider. And I think that's the main reasons why we have the biggest or the highest confidence over the data that Pyth give us to Typus. And the way we use Pyth is very important because we use Pyth to settle the P&L of options. So this settle price is all public and trackable on Chen, so that all our users, they won't be complaining about Typus is doing anything just dodgy or sneaky because we use Pyth as a settlement price. And also Pyth has this, they not only have very high frequency price, they also have different kinds of EMAP, different kinds of average price that we can use to settle longer term expiry options such as weekly. We use EMAP to settle weekly, and we use the exact price to settle hourly or daily options. So I think Pyth is just the perfect oracle for Typus, for derivatives protocol to use. And in the future, when we are building perpetual, we probably need high frequency liquidation data. I think that's also a perfect scenario for us to leverage Pyth. And also Pyth has this confidence level for their price. So that confidence level can show that how precise this price is when we are settling this. So it's all traceable, and the primary data source is very good, and the technology, the performance, and the pool model is just economically good. So I think there's no reason we choose another price fit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess our audience here today, when they walk out of the door, they will just remember that Pyth, the biggest strength of Pyth is they offer very low latency and high frequency data with super high precision. And it's really interesting for us to look back and to have a look at the DeFi growth over the past year. And I think right now we have been discussing what's coming as DeFi 2.0 applications on Sui, as well as maybe on-chain finance that really opens up the imagination for future applications. And next I really want to discuss with you guys is what are some of the DeFi 2.0 applications or on-chain finance applications or even RWA applications that you guys are the most excited about and why? So I'll start with our existing DeFi 1.0 builders,
Sure.
Tommy from Typus.
So there's a lot of ETF recently got registered, and Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I expect Solana, Sui to probably be the next one. So I think the gap between traditional finance and DeFi is getting closer and closer, and we personally I expect derivatives protocol Robinhood just acquired Bitsam, so that's also an example of traditional finance taking crypto more serious every day. And I think what I'm expecting is some index fund, index ETF that can be built natively on Chen and can be marketed to traditional pension fund or big traditional investment companies. So I think that kind of liquidity will be another level comparing to current market size. I think that's the next step for the whole crypto stuff to be bigger and to go to the actually have some mass adoption. Yeah.
I'll pass it to Shawn.
Yeah. Like I agree with Tommy that like these real world assets will become a very big trend for DeFi's in the future. And also, I think that DeFi 0.2 is also about onboarding more users to the DeFi world. Like maybe I think the AI things could be a help for onboarding new users in terms of the builder side and also in terms of this like user side. That's a future direction. Like maybe with AI, developers will be able to get building DeFi applications much easier than now. And also with the help of AI, the users won't need to understand too much complex concepts using DeFi's. That would make it easier, just like using Web2 applications for like DeFi. Yeah, easy.
Great. I think both of you touched on, what's your expectation for DeFi 2.0 applications. And now I actually want to ask Andy, like for what's coming to Sui as DeFi 2.0, how do you imagine like Pyth to best support these applications?
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, thank you for your nice words about Pyth. I think you can imagine how happy, like we always hear people saying like, okay, Pyth is good and we love using Pyth. Pyth is very supportive, things like that. So I think to create this kind of scenario, our mission or our aim to support those DeFi teams or DeFi protocols to build the next generation of DeFi or DeFi 2.0 is that whenever there's a need or whenever there's a demand, there's a solution. So this is the situation we want to achieve. And then how we can do that. So I hear that you guys are actually demanding on more price feeds that in the like index space, ETF space, or RWA space. So there's a demand. And then we want to provide this kind of solution. So we are trying to onboard as many as possible of those data providers from traditional financial world, such as I think last month or a few months before, we have the first banking institution that provide institutional data to the Pyth network, which is Nomura's digital asset arm called Laser Digital. So they actually provide this kind of TradFi data and also a few, let's say, commodity data, metal data, or like ETF data, index data, and other financial data to the Pyth network so that we can bring these financial assets on-chain so that the DeFi protocols on-chain can actually support this kind of new market which bridge the traditional finance and the DeFi world. Yeah. And this is the one demand, or this is one need. And second is, as we are onboarding new users, as we are onboarding as many like users as possible, and all of them actually come from the TradFi space, they want to have the similar experience when they do tradings or when they do transactions on the traditional financial world. So we want to create this kind of user experience that makes people feel that there's no difference you want to experience on the TradFi world and on DeFi world. So we want to achieve this by providing this kind of service that seamlessly mimic the experience on the TradFi world by bringing, let's say, very, very low latency data so that you can finalize your transaction maybe within 1 second, which is similar to the TradFi world. So I think these are, or I think summarized as one word is that where there's a demand, there's a solution from Pyth. Yeah.
I see. My greatest takeaway is if there is a demand, there will be a solution. That's like the attitude like each of us should have here. So I guess we are like really running out of time here. And I just want to thank you again for your dedicated contributions to growing a DeFi ecosystem with us over the past year. And I wish the best for all of you guys. And please keep supporting us. And thank you again for everyone who attend this session and like sharing your time with us. And thank you again for your participation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.